In this video, I'm going to talk about separation anxiety and how to help dogs to get over this separation anxiety stress that they're going through. Today, at this time of the day, I'm at my studio, but I'm right beside my doggy daycare that I run. Soon I'm going to show you a glimpse of the doggy daycare so you can have a quick peek at the dogs as well. Uh, I, I, I have some dogs playing over there, and we have the business running, doggy daycare is running, so people are coming and picking up their dogs, and all kinds of things are happening. So don't mind the sounds that you're hearing on the background. Um, it's just that reality that I'm live and I'm doing my job as well as going live and doing live videos as well. But in this video, I'm going to mainly talk about separation anxiety. I'm going to wait a little bit until everybody drops in. I'm going to share this live stream as well on my Facebook page as well, so everybody can join in. If you have any questions, please ask your question in the comments area and I'll answer them. And if you have any comments that you want to make sure to leave those comments in the comments area as well. So let's talk about separation anxiety. This is something that many dog owners are dealing with. I come across a lot of questions in my Facebook groups that I'm involved with. I come across my own channel. Many of my viewers are asking me about separation anxiety and how to deal with it. Many of my private client training sessions that I go, they are dealing with separation anxiety, and this is very common. It looks like it's very common, and I know why it's common, and I'll share with you the information that you need to know about separation anxiety and why is it that dogs have separation anxiety. They develop separation anxiety. I think if we understand why is it happening, then we'll have a better idea of how to deal with this issue. So one of the first things that causes dogs to have separation anxiety is, believe it or not, the puppy, when it's separated from its parents or its sibling very early. Most breeders tend to let their puppy go at the age of 8 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks, some of them. Most of them are 8 to 12 weeks that they let go, but some let them go earlier than that, 6 to 8 weeks. And that is very early for a puppy to be separated from its parent. And they are very sensitive. Puppies at that age are very sensitive. So what that means is they are in a phase, we call it, I can't remember it now, but they are in a very sensitive phase, fear cycle. They're in a fear cycle. And this means that they're very sensitive. Between the ages of 6 weeks to about 4 to 5 months, most dogs go through this sensitivity, which is separation anxiety, fear cycle. And what happens during this time, if anything happens, anything traumatic happens to them, they tend to memorize that behavior and experience and then react to it. So most of the dogs, when they are separated from their parents or siblings, they go through this trauma at a young age, and later on it comes and just haunts them, and it shows in many dogs that they have been, you know, most of the time when I deal with certain dogs and when I see them and meet them, I can easily tell that, okay, this was the case of early separation. So one of the main reasons, okay, let me give you a glimpse of our daycare. There are the dogs hanging around, and I'm here. All right, so so here we go. So that's number one. Number one reason why dogs develop separation anxiety. The other reason why dogs develop separation anxiety is because they are lacking confidence. So some, just like humans, dogs have different personalities, different characteristics. So what happens, hold on, I think I'm pulling the microphone is too short, so I'm pulling the camera around. So here we go. So most dogs, just like humans, have confidence issue, right? And we humans also suffer from that. If I'm, for example, if I'm lacking confidence in some topic or some issue, I stress out as well. So it's not that it's a bad thing, and it's not that it's a negative thing. It's just personality. So I would say some dogs have this issue because they're lacking that confidence, that personality to be able to deal with separation anxiety. So in general, a dog who's not confident would have separation anxiety, and I'll explain in a moment why. And the other reason which it's connected to lack of confidence is lack of training. I have talked about this before. If a dog is lacking training, it helps them to develop or become or lack confidence, so therefore they have those issues, those problems. So in general, if a dog is lacking training as well, because they don't know how to solve problems, they tend to have problems solving the problem of being left alone and dealing with separation anxiety. So in general, lack of training can cause dogs to develop lack of confidence, and that causes dog to have separation anxiety. Basically, not knowing what to do when you put them in that situation, which is leave them home alone, makes them to be a little bit stressed and not know what to do. Therefore, they become stressed, and that's why also they stress out while you're leaving them home alone and develop separation anxiety. Now, the last thing, in my opinion, as far as I've done my research and I've learned so far, is most breeds in general have been bred to live with humans and to work and live with humans. Um, for example, the lap dogs, they've been designed and bred for humans to put them on their laps. Even the working breeds, also, the working breeds, they have been bred and designed to work for humans, by humans, with humans. So if the dog is missing that part of its breed, which is human, it causes them to also stress out, because they have the breed of a dog also is very important to understand, that they have been bred and designed to live and work and be with humans. So when you remove the human from the formula, they stress out. So in general, I want you to understand that most dogs, they have been bred and designed by humans for humans. So if we don't have the human in the picture when you leave your dog home alone, it's not normal. They don't feel comfortable. They don't feel confident. Something is missing. There are so many things happening when you leave a dog home alone. One of them is that they feel that you are punishing them. In general, in nature, if, let's say, in a pack of wolves, if and one of the members is behaving a certain way, or is ill, or is not healthy, and it's something wrong with it, most other wolf members, they will leave that wolf alone. They will kick him out, kick him or her out of the pack. That's because it's not useful to them. So the, the pack, the wolf member who's left alone is going to die alone. So a single wolf cannot survive. The wolf needs the pack to survive. So the same idea applies to dogs in a way. So a dog feels that it needs its member, its pack in a way. And if you remove that member out of its life, it not only it stresses them out because they think that you are punishing them, also they feel like they have done something wrong and they're being punished. So therefore they go through this stress of why am I being punished? They want to come and join the pack. So most dogs, when they are left home alone, for instance, what they will do, they will scratch the door, chew the door, or chew the walls in extreme ways, and they will bark and howl just to get out of the house and come and find you. So in a way, they will stress out because you are not there. So they want to come and find you and deal with the situation. Why am I being punished? I haven't done anything wrong. So in a way, they are very confused. They're very stressed. That's why they go through the separation anxiety and they develop this anxiety when they are left home alone. So I hope now by understanding why is it that your dog is stressing out, basically early separation from its parents can cause your puppy or your dog to develop separation anxiety. Lack of confidence, lack of that confidence personality in any dog can cause dogs to develop separation anxiety. Lack of training, basically, which I'm going to touch on this topic a little bit more in a moment, but lack of training can cause your dog to develop separation anxiety. And a dog not knowing what it's supposed to do when it's left home alone can cause also stress in the dog and cause it to develop separation anxiety. And also the breed of your dog can also be related to why your dog is having separation anxiety. Most breeds, including, for example, the working breeds, have been bred and designed to live and work with humans. So if the human is not there, it's something unusual for them. So I hope by understanding why is it that why dogs are developing separation anxiety, it will help you to understand your dog a little bit better. Meanwhile, if you have any questions, leave those questions in the chat area and I will answer them right away. And let me continue on now. Lack of training, how it can help. By the way, if you are hearing sounds and noises on the background, it's just that I'm doing this in a different time. And there are businesses running around. We have our back door open. We have lots of dogs in here. I'm at my daycare, so I have lots of dogs here. Dogs are running around and playing. People are picking up their dogs as well. So there's lots going on in the background. I don't know if you can see, but we have some dogs, and they're just hanging around there. They have been here all day long, and they've been playing and running around, and now they're just chilling and waiting for their pickup. So that's what's going on. So if you have any questions, leave those questions in the comments area, don't forget. And if you want to become an educated dog lover, make sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon as well, so you will get notified as soon as I post my next video. All right, so let me expand on improving your dog's confidence using training. So you have heard me saying this before in my previous videos and live videos, that training can help dogs to develop and build confidence. The reason for that is because when you train a dog, For example, you start with teaching the dog the basics, like, sit and stay and calm, all these basic commands. When you start teaching a dog those, I call them mini problems. So they learn to solve a mini problem. So for example, you tell them to sit and they sit, and that they learn, if human says the word sit, I sit, and my bum touches the ground. So for them, it's a mini, for us, it's a mini puzzle, but for dogs, it's a major puzzle. So just you have to realize this, that it's easy for us humans to speak and respond to them, but a human talking to a dog is a different scenario. A dog can understand human, but if you spend the time to teach it to understand. So when you teach sits and stays and calm and all that, so in your mind you're teaching the dog to sit, but in the dog's mind, the dog is saying, oh, the human is communicating to me. I have Rumpel here. Rumpel maybe wants to come on the stage, but he's heavy. Rumpel is a big basset hound. I wish I could bring him up to here, but we'll do it some other time. I'll do a video with him. So what happens when you teach a dog or a puppy to solve little problems, in our mind it's little, but for a dog it's a big problem. When you teach them to solve those little things, and then you start gradually adding more challenges to it, like teaching the dog to fetch a ball, or teach the dog to do agility hoops and all kinds of exercises that, it's a next level kind of training. You're teaching the dog to solve other bigger problems. So once the dog learns how to solve these little big problems, eventually he's going to learn to deal with many issues that are going to come across. One of them is separation anxiety. If you teach your dog to, for example, if you start teaching your dog sit and stay, and then improve that, and you go to different levels, when it's time to ask your dog to stay at home, for example, you have taught your dog to stay or wait. When it's time to leave your dog home alone, your dog knows what stay or wait is. They have done this, they have solved this problem before, in maybe in a classroom, or maybe in private with you. They have solved this problem before, and now they're familiar and they know how to solve that problem. So let me see. So they know how to solve those little problems. I was just testing to see if the chat is working. It is working. So guys, if you have any questions, leave those questions in the chat area and I'll answer them. So if a dog knows how to solve a problem, simple problems, then they will know how to solve bigger problems. So leaving them home alone, if you tell them to stay or wait, then they know exactly how to deal with that problem. So they don't stress as much. They still stress a little bit because they have left home alone. But if you train them, then they will stress less. So there would be, instead of 100% level stress, it will go to 20% level. Now that's the benefits of training your dog and understanding that your dog, why is your dog so why is it that your dog is stressing out when it's left home alone. So these are the reasons why most dogs are stressing out and having a difficult time to deal with separation anxiety. So what you want to do is focus on these few things that I just explained, and maybe later on work on your dog's training levels, teach them all the commands and work with them, and then leave your dog home alone. And in general, when it comes to dealing with separation anxiety, It's not something that you can solve or help the dog to deal with it within few visits or a few weeks. It usually takes a few months for a dog to learn how to deal with separation anxiety. Because you're starting slow, you're starting small, you're teaching the dog to learn the sit and stay, and then you're going from stay to wait, and then you're challenging your dog a little bit more in that level, and then you're teaching your dog to wait at home. But when you're teaching the dog to stay or wait, you're not going all of a sudden from teaching the stay or wait to leaving your dog home alone either. You're teaching your dog to learn to stay home alone for 10 seconds and you come back. And then 20 seconds, and then 1 minute, and then 3 minutes, and then 5 minutes, then 10 minutes. So this is why it takes a long time for a dog to learn to deal with your absent. It takes a few months to teach the dog to deal with separation anxiety. And in general, I don't recommend leaving any dog home alone anyways. There should be always somebody looking after your dog, but if you have no choice, not more than 4 hours, it's an ideal for leaving a dog home alone. Not physically and mentally, it's just not healthy to leave a dog home alone more than 4 hours. So I hope you enjoyed this live video, and if you have any questions, any questions comes up after this live video, make sure to leave those questions in the comments area, and I'll address them in my future videos or as soon as I can. Thank you very much. This was fun. I'm gonna end the live video now. And if you want to become an educated dog lover, and if you're first time here and you want to become an educated dog lover and have a great, well-behaved, happy and healthy dog, make sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon as well, so you will get notified as soon as I post my next video. Until next time, have fun with your dog.